everything. So, hold on, let me take this wig off. So, I was just thinking about the energy, right? um, yeah, I was just thinking about the energy, right? And I was just thinking, like, people act like we're gonna talk to from the real American empress or empress standpoint of view, because a lot of people claim to be empress, but they're not. So, I feel like from the empress, my empress experience, will say that a lot of people, and this is the thing, I feel like you have to have like this energy to cut off feelings about what people think about you. I feel like it's not what people think about me or if they're saying something or slandering, if I'm giving them something to talk about. Now, if I'm a person that's going to be knowing that people are watching me closely, right? And this is just regular, where people ain't watching you in your house, right? I have the right to restrict myself from going out, from being in restaurants that have cameras all over the place, from being at nightclubs, from being seen. You know what I'm saying? I can restrict myself to keep myself on a low profile. But again, what the problem is it's very disrespectful not to have a low profile in your home. It's very detrimental. I feel like while people are being entertained on this shit, that they better recognize that the reckoning is coming for their asses too. I think it's very important for people to realize that if I don't have privacy, you don't have privacy. No matter how bad you think I am or what bad things you want to happen to me. That's the thing. But I feel like there's just like a public openness to like porn or something like this, right? Where, again, and maybe nobody is aware of this, that you could be somewhat porn style stars in your own home, meaning outside energies can be recording you in your home. Like you can get a divorce because a corporation that owns land or owns the organization or industry and intricacies in your town, in your hometown, may like a certain appearance. So again, a lot of the shit you can't really take personal. Actually, is some of it is laughable with some of the energies that I feel like people try to put in front of me to be jealous of, right? But I feel like it's more so about business, and then again, like I said, if people could be honest about what kind of business is going on, it would be less problems. But see, they don't want to be that way with the Empress because they know the Empress. A lot of these people are clout chasers of the Empress or Emperor. And I feel like they don't want to lose that. So they want to, I feel like these people want you to lose yourself. The only way they can gain that is for you to lose yourself. So it can make people very upset that you have been given the gift to be able to herald information. So somebody's trying to stop the real empress from speaking these things because what's being heralded proves who God is on this earth today. It's plain and simple. People fear things that they do not know, but somebody is untouchable, and I feel like that's the case. Like people can put like these little spell work and shit these people be doing. We be talking about it on here, but again, ain't nobody dead. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that I don't understand because I feel like the spell work been heavy for at least 2 years. Ain't nobody dead. So what you really doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Like these women that are hunting down married men inside their houses, or I feel like there's a real energy of people connecting. There's a certain people that may have been in a certain position or on a certain level, and these people were already being paired up. Then they turned this shit into a YouTube sensation, and now everybody think that they got a twin flame, or they thought. It's just a marketing tool or something like this for something else, for sex trafficking at the end of the day. A lot of these Queen of Wands energies or these tarot readers are, you can, well, if you have discernment, like some people, that's why, again, that's why it should be okay. If nobody else is talking like this, that don't mean it's not going on. It just means that they don't have the same insight that the Empress have. That means that they're given things at the probably like a Queen of Wands or a queen level or a high priestess level. That's just it. I feel like the high priestess could be the feminine form of a hierophant, even though a female can be a hierophant and a male can be a high priestess properly. But it doesn't do any, it's like I'm Adam looking at what to call the people. And although I see some amazing seers and readers, I haven't found another empress. But I feel like people are piling on responsibilities to the empress or expectations from the empress or taking away privileges or something like this to redefine what the empress is so that a lesser energy could get that power that the empress have, which in real world, it would be off with this bitch's head. She would be unplugged from the system and she wouldn't be able to operate in the system. In real life, so that's why I said it's a definitely some type of um, feminine attributes to men here that go off of their emotions. They take that into work if they have these jobs or positions of authority, along with blackmail and all this other shit here. So again, you could. I'm just trying to tell you, 2023, you could lose your man because a bitch is stalking him. You can lose your man because he slipped up, and had a one night stand. You could lose your man to another man real quick. You could lose your, and the woman as well. Okay, you could you could be living a lot. Well, I would think, okay, this is what I was gonna say is the difference about the Empress. Because although the Empress can see other shit about higher level energies, that's why she's more of a target. That's why they're watching everything she do to slip up or get her to say something. That a Christ energy or a Yeshua energy is a giant or something in their time. There are other children that are giants too, but it's in their particular position or their field. So again, the Empress can be made a fool out of because she may not see things that are happening right in her home. Normally, she's a trusted, she's a trusting person, right? Maybe a wholesome person, a homey person, possibly here. All right. Um, but I feel like her being, I guess, such a giant, she's not really able to hear what the people in the wheat at her feet are saying. It's almost like even the Queen of Wands, she can't really notice what the cats at her feet are saying because her head is more in the clouds. I feel like there's some masculine energies that have been very close connected to the Empress or the stars on the Empress crown. And I feel like some of that energy has rubbed off to make the Empress less appealing. I don't know why I feel like the stars have been shining bright. Her crown has been shining bright. And as soon as the Empress is ready to make her debut or to, she knows she the Empress now. Somebody wants to take that shit away, man. It's almost like that. It's like almost somebody want to put somebody in a jar or make them in the background, or ghost writing energy or something like this when she was born to be seen. But it's almost like they want to take like I said, a high priestess might be like a side piece or I feel like the Empress could never be knowingly. This is the thing between the Empress. The Empress can't sit here and be following no man around town trying to give him head on his lunch break. An Empress ain't never going to be, once she knows that she's the Empress, she's never going to be hanging off the back of somebody's garbage truck trying to get close to somebody's man or something or their woman. Empress is never going to be, trying to jump in the car or sneaking around somebody's vehicle, early in the morning, you know what I'm saying, and getting an Uber back home or some shit like this just to be, you know, trying to say she got somebody's man or something. I seen this one, it was strange because I seen this woman, I ended up pulling up into the park earlier. I seen this woman and, she was asleep in the car in the park, and I kind of felt kind of bad because I'm like, it was at a strange time, like 8 o'clock, like right around 8 o'clock in the morning or something. And I was, and she was like sleep, or it looked like she was knocked out. And then I wait a minute, and then I think I looked over there, but I seen that her eyes looked really, really dark. Her eyes look really, really dark. Matter of fact, she kind of looked like that Nope, Nope, Nope girl that just did that video. So I guess these girls get like a free spot on Instagram or something. Let's not get off subject, okay? Mm. So when I kind of peeked over, I saw that both of her eyes was black. And I don't know why I picked up this energy of, and it may be because I feel like there's maybe not even something in the water, but there's something in the air. There's maybe antigens or something being used to make people very, you know, to manipulate the minds of people to make them very aggressive. Because the woman had two black eyes. And although I've never been, like I said, physically abused by a man, maybe like, get into like a match where somebody's trying to take your phone and do something with it, anger or something like this. But it's never been like where I've been punched, okay? So, or a finger closed in a door trying to run up the stairs, some shit like this, falling down the stairs and shit like on motherfucking Crooklyn, something like this, okay? But never been like, you know. So it's like, I was thinking that ain't no empress gonna be sitting around spying on a man or peering in his home and watching him and his wife and saying it's okay, I'm okay with it, or something, sending songs and shit like this. 'Cause I feel like these is people that's trying to give other women advice about something here, but they won't stand their ground and make their demands. Now, again, my demands may not be getting met quickly, but I want God to know that ain't shit changed. My demands still the same. In Empress energy, if I'm an Empress and the masculine energy does not want me in his village or his tribe, I expect for suitors to be able to meet me at a public location and be, you see, we really gonna be talking about some real shit now. That's what I'm saying. But I feel like they want these women to be down and out, or, you know what I'm saying? Especially if women could be, in a more of a compromising situation, like you trying to get your own something off the ground or something like this. And, they fucking with you online. They fucking with you here, fucking with you there, trying to make it hard for you to, you know, grow or whatever. But you like what you're doing and that's what you want to do. Everybody else seem to be free to be able to have quick growth. And you know that they ain't got nothing on you. So it's like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just a difference. You have a different outlook on the type of messages that you're channeling. And it may not sound like everybody else. And it may sound like you're off track with everybody else. That, oh, this person ain't tapped in, they not tuned in. But it's on another frequency though. It's on another level. So it could be lonely. It could be lonely at the top. So if you're not somebody that like to be alone, it probably ain't the best thing for you. So I said, I haven't had all the fun I want to have in a world. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like there's a venture into a new part of life for me this year. It don't seem like it right now, but I feel like something is getting put together. All right, whether that's just a business venture move or just a whole life, change here. Okay, so I can't agree or attest to that because I feel like some things had to take somebody through a ringer. And I just seen a post where somebody put up and said, she was like, this bee ain't even really that cute. You know what I'm saying? It's like after you get done with your spiritual healing, or after you get, and it kind of made me think about that energy. After you get to a certain level, it's not unbearable, but it's like, okay, I see. I see. It's not even no right or wrong way. It's not even like when you can't even say. I feel like people going through situations where you can't even say, it's you, it's you. You willing to say it's you, but the person is still, and you could just see the narcissist. You could just see the energy. I feel like it's sad because The one thing that people are not explaining is that you could be talking to somebody 1 minute and the next minute they a whole different person. So it's hard when you somebody that sees the, and we could keep calling it spiritual if we want to, but we know that people is fucking around with people's brains here. We know that there's technology being used to alter people at somebody's whim. Now, these are for the giants now. They're not doing this for every little tiny American that they see as just a little ant that they can squish around. No, they're doing that for some of these people, some of the mountainous energies here, to try to get you to be subdued or submit or to get out or something. Like they're using very, like again, it could be a very concerning thing. Because when you see something like that being used on somebody and it's benefiting you, it's okay. But when they turn around and they use it on you and it's benefiting them, you may be a little upset. If you get what I'm saying. Because there's always something or someone bigger and badder. So I was just thinking about, I was picking up on a masculine energy back to the girl that was in the car. And so I got out of the car and I went up to her car. And I think she had woke up like at that point. And I just asked her and she rolled down the window. I said, "Are you okay?" And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just seen, I didn't know." Because she looked like she was like knocked out. And when I seen that her eyes were black, it was just concerning or whatever. But I don't know why I was getting this energy of someone. And that's why I'm saying like your situation could be totally different. Like people could have a totally different personality outside of your home. I've seen somebody sitting in his living room talking to me and talking some kind of way and then go outside and start talking in the garage and their whole personality flip. So I know that they have taken some of these children and added cyborg energy, or some of these people, or whatever, and added this cyborg energy, and they're trying to connect them with some type of intel, but then they're trying to graft them in and say, "Oh, these are my children now." So people are basically purchasing some type of rights or patent or something to your children and having them patent to a brain frame that works for these individual people. And what can be scary for this is that they can train your children to be criminals. They can train them to be slaves or docile. They can train them just to we could talk about a helping hand, right? But they can train these people not to put up a fuss or a fight about anything. And I feel like this comes to make it um I feel like these are certain families, like I said, it can have something with certain bloodlines and stuff like this with that deal with the brain and shit like that. Like we was talking about, I seen that SPECT program and it was talking about brain energy. I don't know, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies because it's like these families been using this shit kind of for like centuries here. Now again, family members that have those names, even if they're close to me or tied to me, or if they're not, they could hear that and get offensive. But again, I feel like people should do Google searches on their names, their history, and things like this because it's very interesting to me. It got to be that Adam energy because it's almost like somebody be coming to me asking me excuse me, who is what or what is what. Like I could see people like that got reptilian energy. I could see people that have like the salamander energy. I could see cat people. I'm just saying that may have these other different DNA or these other strands here that might roll back to some ancient God energies here. I feel like it's a little harder with pharaohs, but I feel like the more galactic breeds or hybrid energies is how I can just kind of see. But I kept on picking up an energy of like somebody being like, just because, you know, I had to deal with that. Think about this. Just because you dealing with this person at home, if you start seeing certain actions come out on somebody, it's very hard because a lot of people about to be dealing with split personalities and split dual life. And I think that this group of people, that this is how they live for centuries. But I feel like something's got to give this time. I feel like these people went overboard this time. Could be the additive of technology in 2023. But I keep hearing secondhand something, and not just secondhand smoking, but like people that act one way at home in their main house or something, but and they go out in the street and they could be doing something else, and some of those traits or something could come out in the home. You see what I'm saying? Cause I feel like a lot of people getting away with doing stanky, scandalous stuff because it's not being televised, because it's not being spoken, because this is more mental communication. And so while we sit here and talk about the oil prices and all this stupid shit, people is sitting here, nobody's talking about technology and how that's about to affect us in the next 5 years or 10 years or something like that. Nobody wants to know what program. That's strange to me. That's the kind of shit the Empress is thinking about. And again, it's almost like she has the right to do so, but there's lashes or something that come with this. It's like these people think they have the right to use some type of lashings. People that could be sitting in a spot or on a throne or something that you are supposed to be on. Now, not only are the people hiding in the garden, they're hiding locations in the garden, excuse me, where Empress or something like this belong or should be able to tread or be able to travel to or live in or reside in with privilege to be able to do her work clearly, um, and get the proper information that she needs to be able to execute her messages to make it kind of like, all around something respectful, but not boring. But, it's something about that heralding energy. But again, other people are herald. If you think about herald, you think about the newspaper, news anchors, and stuff like that. So some people might not like these. If you think about it, the news anchors are probably the rock stars of 2023. But I feel like they're hiding stuff. They're not even telling us the full truth about what's going on here. They're not even talking about the key things. I sit here and watch people do these things going back and forth about the school districts and all this other stuff all day long. Um, Whatever is named down in Florida. I think they've already replaced, you know, certain entities with these robotic forms or whatever. But the little tiny things about like spending hours sitting here talking about, who should be able to view books that are leaving out of the library and blah, 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 and things like this. But I really think low key what I was picking up is these is people that's, because I watched something where they had this. Now I noticed some of these people got these like patches on their forehead. And then I noticed like there was a cloning something movie that I was watching a clip from, and it was right there on that part of the forehead where there was a flap, and these people were putting like a little memory box or something in these people's head. Now, like I said, they could be trying to scrap some of us that are, possibly the origines or something like this, but also with a little bit of, upgraded energy. Um, and they're taking some of our sense. We might have spent hours doing research and have a lot of intel in our minds, but I feel like this could be the Egyptians, um, taking brain pieces of your brain out of your nose or picking your brain. People that want to know what you think, how you think, they want to think like you or something like this. And so people are picking your brain. And again, I feel like, again, if this is spiritual, literal, whatever kind of way, it's like they want you to be defective. They want your brain to be fucked up. Like you're not even going to be able to survive to move on into this next realm or lifestyle, in full. You might be ready. You may be like somebody like me that's at a certain chapter in your life now where I'm ready to maybe, what I'm saying, have some type of position or job or career or something like this. And I feel like I was allotted to be able to do so. But I feel like, again, somebody's been doing something, dabbling with people's energy here. plucking off pieces of, and that's what I said about that whole thing about that Venus fixture, the clay energies that we're talking about, the clay forms that have been found. And she has that bumpy thing on her head like a coliseum, and it's covering up her eyes. And that's why I told you guys it kind of feels like monkey bread. If you know what that is, like a knotty breaded, well, not breaded, it's like a whole bunch of little, all I can think about is like munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts. Boy, I used to love when we had to bring something for school and we didn't have no time to bring nothing. And my mom went and got like 2 or 3 boxes of them damn donut holes, to pass out. Because I always, see, that's what I'm saying. I always that child that wanted to be able to pass out always that child that wanted to pass out the stuff. I just felt so happy, you know? I don't know. It's little simple shit like this that got me going in the first grade. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, especially school parties and stuff like that. Oh, it was the best. Like Christmas parties and Santa's workshop, when they used to have that damn Santa's workshop at the school, even though we never could really get that much money, okay? But, and they have like little, it'd be decorated cute and everything, and you can get like your little something with Christmas on it. It didn't matter. Okay, whatever you could get with that $1.75 or something that you could scratch up. That, again, in some households, it was a problem. It was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Man, the book fair, shit, I love me a motherfucking book fair. Look. And they'd be like, I'd be like, remember, Ma, you said it. You said I could have that $3. There was one book I had on the list. I don't want to be the only one don't get on the motherfucking book. Or them motherfucking scholastics. When you put that motherfucking piece of paper, and I always like the way the paper feels. I like the way that paper feels, right? So, just going through that thing. But then I stopped wanting to go through it because I'm like, I ain't even going to be able to get no motherfucking book. She don't never want to buy me no motherfucking book. And so the teacher used to have like a box of this one book that if your mama didn't buy you nothing, you could get the one book out of the box, they had like 20 of these books or something like this for the kids that didn't get a book. But everybody got the same book. It's just replicas of the same book. But yeah, because I remember I used to be like, you remember I said that? And then sometime in the morning, she be trying to act like she sleep. I was thinking that that's what she was doing. And it's like, go on. Just go on and get my motherfucking purse. I don't know what y'all think this is. You just thinking, I'll be thinking on my way out the door, is it a funky $1.75? You be like, I was the one, I always had shit going on with I know my dad sent that child support. Okay, how we get off the subject? How we get off the subject? And that's another thing. I feel like that's what make it different too, because I feel like this is why people were chosen for these particular things, because maybe all your life you've been looking at shit like that. You got to look at you got to look at things on a different level or something like this, okay? But I said I would be devastated and shocked. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else, I feel like if they found out about a double life or something. And I feel like this is why the Empress could get played a lot of times, because I feel like, again, with that house coat on, she got to be somebody that mainly stay at home, or something like this, like an at-home mom or something that got this kind of, that's tapped in on that level. It's probably amazing that somebody even finds somebody be like, damn, we don't even see this anymore, really. Because so many people, like we back, when we was talking about like stuff that mattered a couple years ago, it's like, people was measuring up how it was in the 40s and stuff like that, and what was different, and what happened to take the mothers out of the house, and was it a better idea to do that, and so forth and so forth, and and just the changes I feel like that we've gone through over the past couple decades here where it was more at one point in time unheard of. But you got feminists or whatever, they feel some kind of way. We ain't gonna get in deep like that. But it was almost unheard of for, people to have women in the workplace. And then we worked our way up, right? And then now you at a point right now where it's almost unheard of to hear of a woman, staying home, whether she has kids there or not. Children, I mean, there or not. It's almost unheard of. It's almost a shame. I feel like these people are making it a shameful thing. But it's not a shame for two people to be working a job only to make the amount that one person could make, or two people working, and with that energy it comes with spending too, and then it comes up with keeping up with the Joneses. And I feel like if people balance things, you know what I'm saying. I don't know. It depends on what your drive is and what you're doing in this world. So I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It feels like, sometimes you could be in a household like, okay, this is what I've noticed. You could see a household with somebody where one person is working and they could be doing really good amongst their peers. And you could have two people working too hard, two jobs hard as hell, you know what I'm saying, and children left unattended for hours upon hours or something like this. And the people that's doing that, may be struggling. I don't know why my outside light just came on. The people that's doing that could be struggling more than the people that only have the one person working. So, I feel like to each his own. I feel like that could be something that could be studied. While people sitting here watching people in their house, that's something that people can be studying here to see how you can cut back on things like this, because that's cutting back on car gas, um, that's cutting back on, you know, um, pollution. It's cutting back, But again, like I said, I'm not trying to be nobody that's trying to tell nobody what to do. I'm just saying I've seen this. I'm just telling y'all what I've seen. And yet somebody can come into a household or something possibly where it's just one person, but they are good, right? And start making this person think, oh, it ain't good that your person don't do nothing or whatever like this. And now you start worrying about how it's not good. Somebody start messing around, and then now it's seeming like in your house is not that good no more. Um, these are just things that I picked up along the way. Okay. um and you might even now you looking back at these energies, and they may be still, possibly going through that. I don't know why I just heard somebody ain't got to do none of it, but I feel like somebody's spending somebody else's money. I don't know why I just heard that. Like, somebody could be getting shit for not putting nothing in, while somebody could have a whole nother household across the town, and that person ain't putting nothing in, but that person is sitting on your inheritance that these people put their minds together to steal from you. And now they looking at you like a burden after they sucked a trust fund or a will or something dry. Also, I feel like somebody was trying to hold back a position, a elevated status that they know somebody is qualified for. Somebody try to keep somebody out of that status. And I'm not even sure why. I don't even know if they know why. Maybe it was okay, to protect a lie. I just feel people very dirty here, and people are excited that they stole somebody else's bootstrap, and they can tell them pull up your bootstrap, and you look down there and you see your bootstrap is gone. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the case, but I will say that it's harder for the feminine energy that could be going through a transition in phase with where the husband got bit by the serpent or something, or they took the fruit. Ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it. It just, you know what I'm saying? Some people probably already know how this shit work, so they just waiting and they just betting and they doing betting on families and betting on this and who getting the kids and shit like this. Like again, but I feel like these people, maybe they wasn't tapped in at one time, but they learn real fast. Or maybe they have been tapped in all the time and the Empress just wasn't tapped in on this level to see what was going on. Because I feel like there's also spell work that was being done. So it can look like people had an Empress or an Emperor energy or a high energy that didn't care about the people. Somebody needed to look like that. And whoever this is just let somebody out of this hole within the past 3 days. So somebody had to pass away. Something had to be changed. Somebody could have got a position from somebody else. And now somebody has removed the spell work. Oh, it's making me think about the card down there with the bottle of milk with the girl sliding out of it. Like somebody had you submerged in something hidden. I'm even seeing like almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. So this could be with that Ukraine energy. This could be Zelensky energy that shrunk the children, right? Because that is a little person that was in that bottle. That was a little bottle that spilled on that table. So somebody shrunk some children down to size in order to conquer some lands or something like this. I don't know who's the rightful owners or something of it, but because I'm hearing somebody could be German, or there could be something about a German town or something. And again, I think we're gonna keep on going down that timeline. But I think that somebody visited that place and something about Ukraine. We're gonna go back. I don't want to overspeak. We're gonna go back to it. But it's everybody should be able to relate to the Empress and what she's saying. And then again, everything is going to be on different measures and different levels. It's like almost baking something, like grandma or something putting that love, or that wise woman putting that love or putting that something in something that she's baking. Because again, I feel like even in the tarot community, when they were baking cakes for Inanna, I feel like that was making up like patty cake, like something about the cards, the tarot cards. But I feel like something changed, and these people started to see other people as um, idols or worshiping idols. And then again, that's how it happened. Whatever they have done has been to take and strip. It's an antichrist movement, right? Not a person. Now we know that the antichrist is a movement and not a person. You'll be able to comprehend what's really going on here. And why somebody wanted to go to making me invisible here within the past 24 to 40 hours, whatever that means. It could be also to block somebody from seeing something. So again, the Empress can be really big. Everybody's already looking at her some kind of way, or she's weird, or how did you get this information or something? And so on top of that, she would have to deal with, because I keep on seeing that Monsters and Aliens movie when she was trying to go back to that Derek or whatever. And then and he was like, "You're just too big. Just go away. I don't want to be under your undershadow the rest of your life." But it could be that this person was borrowing your undershadow, your overshadow for the past some odd years, for the past 20 years or something. And now that you're standing in your own power, the person don't know you. So like I said, I'm telling y'all, in a God energy, I'm just sorry. This is how I see it. You can't let this is how I feel like a father did. A God energy has been holding me down. Period. Timing might be not my best forte, because I like to get all the information or something like this. I'm the one at the crime scene, or I'm at the one that's at the that's trying to sneak in to get some information or something like this on one of the movies or something. And just before somebody come in and flip on the light, you got to hurry up and be out the room already. And I'm still trying to get one more thing or something like this. Like, wait a minute. Or I dropped the specimen that we need to get out of the damn laboratory. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bold enough to go back and get it. That kind of energy. So again, when I do put my mind to something, I like to be very thorough. I'm a thoroughbred when it comes to something. Somebody can teach me something, a talent. I feel like I learn really quick. So from being very observant. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I feel sad sometimes about the situation because I'm um I'm someone that doesn't like the fact of, not putting myself out there freely, but somebody else choosing to and choosing to humiliate. So sometimes I feel like, um, I throughout this journey, I felt humiliated. And I feel like it wasn't necessary, or it was unrequited, or it wasn't fair how it was executed. Because most times, you're putting yourself in a situation, so we thought or we think, you know, um, to possibly caught up in or seeing something. But again, I don't agree with private, fake, false accusations for private investigations on individuals, and then to write these individuals as if they're stainless, right? To write these individuals off as if they're stainless, and then allow for complaints that many people are watching complaints from someone, and they're not going to do anything or contest for it, or they might have information to give. Now we had all through COVID and all through all these other times, with the anthrax and shit, if your neighbors is suspicious of something, call the police. But it's funny that we got a huge sex ring or something going on around here, or trafficking ring or something, and nobody's talking about a hotline for that. I just feel like it's just so many things. And I kind of feel bad for these people because they're not going to see it come. It's going to be too late. Everybody want to disregard God, get rid of the Bible, take this out of the school, everything like this. And I feel like slowly but surely, that was the little shit right there, man. Somebody could say it's you or something, or your interpretation. But I feel like, again, I feel like the way I see the Bible brought me closer to God. So I won't ever regret that. I thought it brought me closer to a divine masculine. I thought this was the like a God form, as that wife of God energy. I thought that was that form. And then also I thought this could be a spell because, again, being in a situation already and then having this connection, right? Like I told y'all, at some points I was thinking, was I this dealing with a higher level energy that this Taurus keeps in his mind, that was coming out in another way to contact me because he don't want to be verbal. But then I said, nah, that had to be something else. And it could be my claim of being the wife of God that made a demon or a devil energy, or somebody, we'll say an antichrist energy, somebody that don't necessarily believe in God, into a God. And the real masculine energy that came here in a living God form is out there somewhere, maybe battling something. Also, the thing about saying Satan is ruling things. Now, I'm not saying that. This is what the Bible is saying. But we might as well just cast that shit out right now. Because it be sometimes I be concerned. I'm like, damn, I hope that is who that is, because, but I feel like almost it's like a God that's being stagnant or stubborn because he wants you to see how things are or whatever before you move forward with something or that person, or before you would have, and why something is being done. So I feel like that's a very patient and kind, if this is what I'm picking up and what I'm sensing, way to deal with something or someone. You know, it's like nobody else took the time to explain something to you. Like God is showing somebody something. And I just keep on hearing that song, You Are My Sunshine. I've been thinking about like the jokes and because I feel trickster energy is here. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I were to figure out or find out, we ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't. It's like a lot of people want their version of something to be true. But it's like you know something else. And I don't like to be the one that have to rain on every parade. So and I feel like it's not even the rumors or nothing like that with the Empress. It's not even the rumors or anything with the Empress because you would figure that an emperor or a masculine energy would need to extend out or work with these particular people. But it's like I feel like it's like why you acting like the Empress don't want to feel like she a part of the team. And if you working on that level with other people, why can't the Empress work on the level with some other people? Where's her stars? Where's her dragons? Why are you ripping off the stars off of her crown when you know she's supposed to have 12? And you know that they're supposed to be in close contact or communication with her. Why would you do that? And I feel like if somebody didn't want somebody to have some guidance, they didn't want your crown. They knew you would be coming out the dark and they didn't want your crown to help you light the way. It's discrimination. It's something a heavy price to pay. I also feel like, mm-mm. So it's not that. And it's almost like protecting herself as well. Because even if there's a emperor, this could be just a mental companion, a guide mentally. And that can leave her being unprotected or somebody saying, oh, that person, she's so tough or she's a giant. She don't need nobody to be there with her for protection or something like this. And these same people that run their mouth about something being unvaluable know that it is. They just want to benefit off of it freely or for free or something like this. It's just I feel like people got a messed up way of dealing with each other. But this could be, again, only the Empress outlook. Only the Empress is going to, is a one-of-kind energy to have that experience and have that particular outlook. That's why I don't see why people are so upset. I think it's actually pretty cool to share the experience. It's something that I actually stuck to in my life. Not even, again, if we say this energy of someone that spent most time raising children, any other thing, even the little store that I had to put down because I had a stalker, even this energy, whatever this freely giving my time to do something, which don't nobody need no accolades or no kudos, because I already feel like it's an honorable thing. And it's like, it felt really good. And I feel like somebody saying how I feel now, though. But I feel like mentors and shit, if I was doing something wrong, nobody stopped me along the way, But again, I feel like these entities and these people were going to do what they were going to do regardless. You either a dirty motherfucker or you not. You either a jealous, envious motherfucker or you not. You either keep it real or you don't. You either watching somebody else all day and stalking them and seeing what they next move to compare to them instead of just being there listening to just the message. And if you pick up on something that's a red flag, you pick up on something. If you see something around and that shows up in a reading or in a vision with you, and you see it, you could bring it up or whatever like this. These people get mad, but it don't go no further than that. It don't go no further for nobody in this world besides what you put out on that screen. And I think a lot of these dudes, why they got these women watching you, and you watching them, they watching you with them, they forget about the fact that who's watching that bitch. Mm, mm. And a masculine to an empress that could be in a situation where she might not be able to see what's going on in her surroundings. If she can't see that shit, that nigga should be all up on it to make sure that and not give a fuck what nobody say. Excuse me. To craft up something that there's no measure of question about what I'm telling you, this is what the fuck it is, without saying it like that. But you know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking twin flame gonna be able to give you some eye contact to let you know something. And you could read their eyes. You're not trying to see they soul or nothing shit. Or what they ate for breakfast or who the fuck they been with last night. It's just what do we need to be? See, and that's why I feel like people think I'm cold because they don't expect me to be about business, but I'm about business. When it's time for business, that's what the fuck it's time for. Don't come around with that bullshit and playing around. It's crunch time or something. Now, you might know more about what we're supposed to be doing during that. But again, what kind of twin flame are you that you know and I don't? So I feel like there's just this energy here where the Empress does, to a certain extent, have to rely on others for certain things. And it's not even embarrassing. It's not even a downgrade. It's not nothing like that. Because she can still go off and do her job and it's still going to be on a whole nother motherfucking level. And there's going to only be one person that can do it like her. And there could be a lot of people that want to not have you being able to do it so they can go ahead and do it. So again, we're going back to it. The Empress actually could be the most humble person. And she could also be the most ridiculed. Or that's like almost like tacking somebody up on the wall and saying, look at this freak or something. And you say, well, you're a seer and you're an oracle. Why can't you see this shit that's going on around you or something like this? But I feel like it's all a plan. It was a plan designed to off, I about to say out or off or something, someone. It could be some kind of ritual that these people are doing here on somebody's birthday or something. I feel like spirit was telling me that a masculine energy could have been around 2 years ago around a birthday and something happened to this person in somebody's yard. Now, it don't have to be this house. I feel like it could be another house in this community or something like this because I kept hearing shallow grave. So again, I'm not somebody that needs validation from others. You know, I feel like I do a decent job of that myself. But I feel like there's more relevant things that's going on, especially with tech. That should be the first biggest thing on people's mind is where do these people plan on that going the next couple years? And then all this stuff about these school districts. And I think it was like 4 women on this panel And they all was talking about, the protocol for their particular school, just only in their city or in their district or something like this. And you have all these districts across America, and people fighting about these little things about if parents should be able to review the material before they leave the library, this, and that, woo de woo. This also could be talking about them sealed files. I don't know why that just came up like that. Like, again, unless some inappropriate comes to you from a library book, I feel like, it's going a little bit overboard. And even if we do have some kind of thing, it should be simplified, and it should be on a, people might get what bothered by this, but so everybody can be on one accord, it should be on a national level. These particular choices, instead of these people getting paid to waste time all day to act like it's so important to hear battle about these things and spend so much stressed out time, when again people could make proposals or something like this. Maybe that's what somebody was supposed to do, and you didn't know about the assignment, and so everybody could have been coming in with a proposal and you don't have nothing. You're just freestyling and just speaking, and somebody wanted that to happen so that you wouldn't be able to, you know, win a competition or get past some point or something like this. Anyways, guys, I feel myself dozing off, so I am gonna stop the video. I feel like somebody doesn't like where the Empress stands and they want to take her down several notches here. But I don't understand, like, things like that should be held on a national level. I really just do. Maybe some of them teachers that work at some of them, departments in different states and stuff. Again, why aren't we? If this is America, what I'm saying. And I would like to know about that too. I would like to know what the protocol is, or what the curriculum is, in another country. Are they as divided down to like jurisdiction, when it comes to jurisdiction, to like districts, right next to each other, piled up, or is it more, which makes individual choices or something like about their particular district, or do they share um, one outlook or one aspect on schooling, and that's just what it is. Ain't no all schools gonna be the same way. You can't do that. Ain't gonna be replicated like that. But I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop because I just kind of dozed off for 1 second, and I feel like somebody was trying to pull on my energy already. Like, I'm catching these people in real time before I even lay my head all the way down, pulling, like, already ready to start conversing. This shit should be illegal, because I do feel like people are astral projecting or doing this stuff or whatever to tap into your energy for some type of resources or assets. There's no other reason for it. Possibly even a communication here. Hmm. I was just thinking about something else, but we're just gonna stop it because I'm not gonna force it. I'll be back. Take care.